So as a data scientist, the computer learns complex patterns from the data and is then able to use they were trained on petabytes of data, which includes books, news articles, blogs, and anything researchers were able to find on the internet. Now, because of this, these models didn't. So, because of this training, because of this data, these models don't only understand how to generate language, they also started to understand a lot of complex topics such as medicine, maths, physics, and coding, etc. Now, how did that happen? Now, because the data that was fed into these models also contain multiple domain specific text, right? So if you go on the internet, you scrap the internet for every text that is out there. That text would contain a lot of information about different domains. So because these models were trained on those different texts, those different domains, these models became an expert in solving complex problems, writing code in maths, medicines, etc. Okay. Now, this is already revolutionary, where these models are able to score good in various competitive exams, solve complex mathematical problems, right? Write code. But o- they were only restricted to language. Now, since then, researchers have found a way to make these models read and create images, sounds, and even videos. Uh, give me a second. Right. Now, these models, which can generate text images, are called generative models. Now you have models which can behave and work like humans, but without taking any break and asking for salary hikes, and that is dangerous, right? Now because of this, large number of jobs that were previously done by humans are now getting done by AI, and that too at very low cost and at very high speed. So these are just some examples of some of the jobs or some of the career paths which I have seen in my career getting slowly automated, right? You can see across these topics that most of these fields generally typically hire maximum amount of freshers, right? But a lot of these jobs are getting automated, and this has started to happen already. Now, because of this, the jobs which are typically done by freshers are now getting automated. The demand for entry level roles are declining, and hiring is shifting towards either tier 1 colleges or, I cannot emphasize this enough, towards the candidates who have strong technical skills combined with farmer domain knowledge, right? Now that is something scary. Okay, you might not be able to see this, right? Because as pharmacists, we might have good domain knowledge, we might not, but we definitely do not have good technical skills. We do not know how to write code. We do not know how to interact with data. Most of us, 99% of us, do not even know how to operate Excel, uh, which is one of the most important skill in current job market, right? So that is a huge problem. Now, let's see what is the need to learn data science. Now, previously, what I've showed you, the threats that should motivate you to learn data science or get into data analytics. Now I would want to show you the opportunities that because of which you should get into data science, right? There are these are some few points that I've jotted. So majority of pharma GCCs, which are global capability centers, uh, that are coming up in India, they are focusing on hiring towards more tech roles such as AI and data science, right? The demand for data scientists is projected to grow by 34% in coming years, and no other job has such projection in coming years. Coming years, every other job has been projected to decline. Most of the jobs have been projected to decline. Right now, data scientists commands highest salaries as compared to other jobs with same experience. So, for example, there's an example: a 3 to 6 years of experienced data scientist earns about 35 lakh rupees, which is approximately 2 times or 100% higher than that compared to a sales and marketing guy. This fact is coming from Michael Page, right? The demand for skills such as Python is growing by around 80%. So clearly, where there is demand, there is money, right? All right. Now, let's talk about three major skills which are required for you to become a data scientist or a data analyst. Okay. First is Excel and Python. Even before Python, Excel is the most important thing that everyone should learn, even if you want to go into data science or not, if you want to go into data analyst or not. Excel is something that you must know. Now, without Excel, you cannot expect to get paid good. Even if you are in pharmacovigilance or you are in research, anywhere you would have to interact with data at some point. You would have to maybe present data sometimes. Excel is the leading technology in that, right? So Excel is the first thing that you should all learn. Being a pharmacist myself, I know when I started my first job in IQVIA how important Excel was, and I didn't waste a single day after joining IQVIA. I started learning Excel on that day itself because I needed to do my job perfectly, and I needed to get promotions, right? So that's why I spent whole day, whole weeks learning Excel, and Excel is very important. So I did that while doing my job, which is little hard. You have a lot of time right now. Most of you are not working, and you can actually learn Excel. After that, I would suggest you guys, whosoever is interested in going into actual data analytics or data science, learn Python. Python would not only help you get these jobs, but it would open up your mind to think logically. Uh, our entire
Aditya sir,
curriculum as a farm,
Aditya sir, I'm
yeah,
just sorry to interrupt. There are a few questions on YouTube, like you mentioned Python, so they have asked that from where to learn. So will you address these questions at the end, or
definitely,
all
definitely,
right? Okay,
yeah.
take it. Please continue.
I'll address all the questions at the end.
Okay, all right.
Awesome. So where was I? Yeah, I was talking about Python, right? The reason I want actually all of you to learn Python is because consider our curriculum as a pharmacist, right? Most of the curriculum involves us cramming things, right? Cramming the name of drugs, cramming their mechanism, then learning pharmacognosy, which is entirely based on memorization, right? There are very, very few subjects which actually involves us understanding something. I would even say that pharmaceutics is a subject which requires you to cram and remember a lot of things. What that does is that basically uh, rots your brain after a certain point of time, and basically uh, makes you a little but makes you a little fuzzy, right? Learning Python would help you unwind that, unwind your brain, and start to and help you to start thinking logically, which is very important in any job, right? So with the sole purpose of getting your brain active, I would suggest you to learn Python. But added advantage that you would be able to get into data analyst and data science roles. After Python and Excel, you would have to learn maths and statistics. And point two and three are specific for data scientists only. You do not have to learn maths, statistics, and ML algorithm if you do not want to get into data science role. For data analysts, first topic is enough. But for data scientists, you need to learn some maths and statistics. This involves a little bit of probability, and your linear algebra, some matrix multiplication, and then obviously you need to learn machine learning algorithms. So all of these combined would make you a great data scientist. Now, where to learn this? I'll come to that at the end. All right. Okay. Let's move on. All right. Now, let's talk about some data sets and some analysis and some projects that a typical data scientist or data analyst do or interact with in his career and what I have done. So, pharma is blessed with quality data sets. It has a lot of proprietary data sets and general data sets, and I've listed a few of them. So, first data set is global sales data. This data actually provides you the sales of each drug by volume and value. What do you mean by volume and value? By dollar amount and by capsule or unit amount globally for each country, which is very helpful, right? You would be able to calculate a lot of things, and you would be able to see how your drug is performing as compared to other drugs in different countries. So this is one of the data that uh, pharma has, and mostly IQVIA is the provider of this data, and there are other small companies as well. So this is one data which every company uses. Then comes marketing mix data. So each pharma company interacts with physicians through different channels. They do that through emails, through face-to-face marketing, through ads on their computers, banner ads, right? All of these are called channels. So each company has a data set which records that by which channel and by how much amount we have reached to a particular HCP. So it tells you, okay, I've reached to this HCP through this channel, and I've reached that HCP this many times on this marketing efforts, right? This particular data is maintained private pharma company and also is provided by third-party data providers such as IQVIA. Then comes marketing spend data. So the previous data told you that how much are we interacting with a HCP through a channel. This tells you that how much we are spending on each particular channel. For example, if I'm sending 100,000 HCPs across spend on that, right? If I'm showing them ads on sites, how much I've spent to show them those ads. So this tells you about the budget and spend that is done by each marketing company for each drug, for each marketing channel, right? Again, an important data set. Then come HCP level sales. This tells you that how much each HCP is prescribing for each drug. So for example, if you have 5 drugs in your portfolio, drug A, B, C, D, E, you would be able to see how much each HCP has prescribed that drug each day. And that is very important. Why? Because you would be able to correlate the sales data to marketing data to answer whether your marketing is actually working or not, right? So that could be one analysis. Then you can also correlate marketing spend data with sales data and could answer that, okay, I'm spending this much, but am I getting a good amount out of that or not? Am I profitable on my spending or not, right? So you could answer that as well. Then comes rep territory data. Basically, this data is about your sales rep territories, their alignments, their targets, and whom they have to reach out, how much times they have to reach out. So this is another data which is helpful. Then comes claims and EHR data, one of the most expensive data sets in healthcare. So claims and EHR data are actually medical level, patient level data, which tracks your patient journey through a healthcare system. Basically, this data contains information about diagnosis, procedures, drugs, operations, surgeries, whatever a patient has gone through in his lifetime. This data contains that information. Obviously, that patient is redacted. You cannot actually recognize the patient, but you have that data set. You also have the information about his gene testing, if he has done some tests and what are the results. Other tests as well. So, for example, if he has gone for a what do you call blood panel, what are the results of its blood panel, right? You can imagine all the questions that you would be able to answer through this data. Mostly this data is for US, but there are some other countries as well where this data is available. Suppliers of this data include obviously IQVIA, then you have Compile, Forian, there are a lot of suppliers. Now, these are few of the data sets that pharma works with, but what do they do with this? So this slide talks about few of the analysis that I've done, and you, if you get into data analyst role or data scientist role, you would do. So first is market share estimation. It's simple. You would have to you would basically calculate the market share of your drug as compared to your competitors, as compared to other classes of drugs, right? And you would be able to answer who is performing well, how the market share is moving, whether the trend is going up or trend is going down with time, right? And you would be able to answer your clients or your leaders on strategies. Then comes market mix modeling. Basically, this helps answer that, okay, how much amount I need to spend on a particular channel for me to be profitable. I cannot spend everything on face to face calls. I cannot spend everything on advertisement. I cannot spend everything on emails, sending emails, right? I need to optimize my spend or my budget on different marketing channels so that each of those marketing channels could be profitable, right? So that comes from this particular analysis. Then there is something called next best action. Next best action is basically a mechanism eh, through which you can predict that whether sending an email to an HCP would make him write the prescription for my drug, or sending a rep or showing him an advertisement would make him write my particular drug. So basically, what is the next best action I could do to my HCP so that he could write the drug? So another predictive analysis. Then there is HCP segmentation. Basically, you segment your HCPs according to high prescribers, low prescribers, medium prescribers, and you make the strategy according to that. Then rep territory alignment, again, very, so as the name suggests, you align the territories of each rep so that each of the rep have equal opportunities, and each of the rep does not, any of the rep does not have very high load. So that's rep territory alignment. Then comes patient journey, one of the most important analysis. Basically, patient journey answers. So for example, if client comes and asks me to draw a patient journey for NSCLC, NSCLC is non-small cell lung carcinoma, right? So what I would do is I would use claims data to start and to I'll answer that, okay, so patient gets diagnosed after suffering from this symptoms. Then he goes to diagnosis. In diagnosis, he takes these particular tests. Commonly, these are the results of those tests. These many patients are tested positive. These many patients are tested false negative, right? After testing positive, these are the drugs that he start. So that would be first line therapy. Then comes second line therapy, then third line, right? Then how much time does he stick to a particular therapy? So duration of therapy aa jata hai. Then which drugs that he sticks to the most, which drugs allow him to uh, survive more, right? Because it's NSCLC, it's a pretty fatal disease. So you do survival analysis. So all of those things are answered through patient journey. Basically, it helps you to identify gaps in current market or current therapy mechanisms, right? Then disease prediction. Basically, if there's a rare disease, it's hard to predict. Through claims data, you can predict when would next instance or next case of this rare disease appear in the market, and you would be able to pinpoint, okay, in this zip code or in this area, you it is most probable to see the next case of this disease, right, in the future. And then you would tell your pharma company or your client to basically invest in that particular area more, so that patient could go patient could go to test, right? And your doctors would know to screen for that particular disease, because that particular area is highly probable to develop a particular disease, right? And then there is evidence generation. So evidence generation is basically through data telling whether a particular drug is actually behaving correctly or not, whether it is impacting the life of patients or not. So you can do that by EHR data. So these are different analysis that you would be end up doing. These are just some examples. There are other and very interesting ad hoc requests that comes and that you would have to do using data, right? All right. The question was where to learn all of this. So we have launched a course which exactly caters to these topics and these learning outcomes. We've launched this course with in Dr. PK classes. You might have heard about that. You can just scan this particular QR code and you would land up to that page. This course includes everything. It starts from Python, teaches you maths, and also teaches you all the machine learning algorithms. We also teach you to perform few of these analysis. We also teach you about how these data sets look like. I've recently concluded a session where I've taught about claims data, HCP level sales data, marketing spend data, and marketing mix data, right? So you can scan this QR code. This would land you to the website and you can purchase this course. In order to learn Excel, we have another course in the same website. If you want to buy that, you can buy that course as well. So this would be very helpful to you. I'll pause there for to allow you to take a screenshot and scan this particular QR code. This course has weekly live sessions and recorded sessions where you can learn at your own pace.
And if you want to know more about the course, there's a YouTube video as well. So Dr. Pushpendra has made a video. You can definitely refer about the modules, what you're going to learn into it. So in case if you want to know more about the course, there's a wonderful video that PK sir has made. Do have a look at it.
Awesome. And these are my contacts. You can email me at aditya.naipa2018@gmail.com or WhatsApp me at this number. I'll be happy to respond to you and your doubts. That is it from my side, guys. And now I can take your questions. Give me a second.
On YouTube, we just had one question that from where should we complete the course, or where we should learn. I think so. That's already answered very well. From the chat box, if we have audience, the session is open to the Q&A. It's all open. You can unmute and answer as well as you can type in the chat box. You are not audible, Aditya sir, if you are talking at the mic.
Sorry, yes. Sorry. So there's a question from Nitish. He's asking, what is HCP? HCPs are healthcare practitioners or also known as doctors. Then there's a question, what is the difference between data analyst and clinical data analyst? So, okay, clinical data analyst revolves around the data which comes from clinical trials. So they are specific to the analysis of the data that is generated from clinical trials. A data analyst is a more general role where you would end up analyzing or working with any data sets, any and all data sets. Should we learn SQL, Power BI also? No. Right now, I would not recommend anyone to go and learn SQL and Power BI. Reason is SQL involves you to deal with very, very large data sets, and you are not going to deal with that with those data sets very time soon. You would have to start with data analyst role where you would be using Excel most of the time, right? So I'll suggest you to learn Excel and then go with Python. Also skip Power BI. Excel for now, skip Power BI. Are there any other questions, ma'am?
Yeah, there's one question from Sheikh Mohammad Huzaifa. How can I benefit for pharmacovigilance by using data science as a fresher? So you had a slide on PVHEOR one.
So basically, the slide was on how some fields or some work in PV is getting automated, right? But PV would not directly involve you using data science, but our aim is to help people in different domains to get into data science from their current fields, right? So what you can do is basically ask your managers about some little projects involving data and model data, right? You can then churn that data in Excel, slowly move towards and slowly move your career towards data science. So that's how it would benefit you.
There's another
You would,
question from Dipansh Dubey. How can I move in the field of computational pharmaceutics using Pharma X course? I've already purchased the Pharma X course for advancing and upskilling and completed my computational pharmaceutics from Naipar Mohali under Sangam Abhay Sangambar.
yeah, I'm not sure what computational pharmaceutics is, but if it's about predicting the structures or knowing whether which particular drug would have what particular what do you call impact or side effects. So that is done through neural networks predictions, right? And this is something that we are going to teach you in PharmX course. So it's all the same concepts used in different domains.
Sushanta Kumar, is there any job assistance after completion of Pharma X course?
So not active job assistant, but we do get requests from some companies for us to recommend them good candidates. So what we do is we have introduced two certificates. One certificate is course completion certificate. Another certificate is basically you completing the test that we do after the course, right? Now, if you complete that certificate, you get the test completion certificate, then only we would be able to suggest you to the pharma companies who come to us.
And Sushant,
So
I'm telling you that there's a very strong network, like the patent course which Dr. PK. So he was having a conversation with me one day. उनके से उनको सामने से upfront he got
yeah.
2 to 3 calls for the placements. So of course there is a strong chances that there are very good referrals which you can get. So the next question is from Nitish Kumar. What is the role of data analytics in sales and marketing segment?
So not exactly in sales and marketing. Sales and marketing is your uh, final team which implements the strategy, right? Data analyst role is basically at the data side at the time when strategy is being formed. You help your management and your bosses to understand what market looks like and how to proceed using data. Once you do that, the strategy is formulated and then that strategy is given to the sales and marketing team, which finally implements it. So you sit at the back end churning data, getting the insights out of data and understanding how market looks like and what would work in the market. So that would be your role
Hmm.
in data analyst.
The next question is from Ayush Kumar. Currently, I've completed first year of masters in pharmaceutics, and I wish to pursue a career in data analytics. What should be my approach from now onwards?
So approach would be to start learning as soon as possible. You are in second year, you just have 1 year left. So if you want to get into data science or data analyst and you are serious about it, start learning Python as soon as possible. We are teaching Python right now in our course, and that would help you basically.
The next
So
question
there
is
is no
from.
other option. Yeah.
All right, sir. The next question is from Vishal Sharma. I'm doing pharmaceutics, but instead of MBA, I want to learn these tools. Will they affect the future possibilities of me taking a job in data science?
Yeah, definitely. So having MBA is not necessary to get
Hmm.
into data science, right?
Yes.
A lot of my colleagues are not from MBA and they are in data science. So it's about knowing the correct thing for the correct domain. So Excel, Python, maths, and machine learning algorithms. That is what you need.
Absolutely. This is a very big myth कि आपका MBA है. It's about the skills. If you are equipped with skills, as rightly mentioned by Aditya sir, you can enter into these domains. Then we have
So
Sadaf Dalwani. Sorry, sir, you were telling something.
yeah, I was just answering Sadaf only. So
Okay.
she's asking Sadaf. I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah.
She's asking, or Excel would be a better start. So the thing is, if you have time, start with Excel. But the point is, Python takes a lot of time for you to master, right? If you start doing a job, if you are in job, then it would be very hard for you to learn Python. Instead, I would suggest you to start from Python, complete Python, then go to maths and machine learning algorithms. Excel you would be able to learn while at job. It is comparatively easier for you to learn Excel as compared to Python.
Okay. Next question is from Vishal Tavade. Sir, as you have done MBA from Naipur, could you tell future opportunities in this course worth? In MBA.
Sorry,
He meant to say maybe MBA course ki opportunities. Is it good to?
MBA course opportunity. So there are three particular domains that MBA people end up in. First is sales and marketing. Obviously, you start your career as a sales rep, then you move on to marketing, and then you formulate the marketing strategy. Another is getting into consulting. Now, consulting in itself is a very big domain. Consulting involves a lot of teams. You can get into strategy consulting. You can get into medical access, pricing. Then you can get into HEOR, right? So it's a very big domain. And then there is opportunity for you to get into data analyst and data science role. Not exactly data science. You would not directly get into data science. You would start with data analyst role and then slowly move on to data scientist role.
Okay. The next question is like a combined. Shraddha and Paritosh have a similar. Okay, what is a roadmap to get a job as a pharmacist professional in data analytics and data science?
So the roadmap first, as I told you, is to learn everything that I've told you, and then after you have learned them, make projects. Start doing your own projects. So there are some websites which provide data and business problems. For example, Kaggle, and there's some website called Hugging Face. So these two websites provide good, huge amount of data sets and problems for you to solve from that data set. So solve those problems, post about it, make your resume, talk about it, and you will that would help you to get a job.
Probably a lot of questions. We'll pick up a few. Sachin, I'm currently learning data science and also pursuing MPharm in pharmaceutics. From where can I get job and how to search for the job?
So easiest way is to tap into your alumni network. If you do not have a good alumni network, I would suggest you to just go on LinkedIn and type data analyst or analyst or business analyst, right, on the search bar, and you would end up seeing a lot of jobs offering that particular role. A lot of companies offering that particular role. Start applying in them. But before applying, build your CV. Otherwise, you would end up losing opportunities, even if you get an interview. है ना? So apply for, oh sorry, make your CV profile strong enough and then apply.
Rightly said. We have Nitesh Prajapati. What is which should be preferred, choosing MPharm or learning AI/ML instead of 2 years of post graduation?
I think you should not skip doing post graduation because BPharm degree has a very big flaw that no one is hiring BPharm directly. People, companies either hire masters, right, and that too from good colleges. So if you are just a BPharm, do not expect getting a good job. If you do not want to do MPharm, what you can do is you can give GATE exam and try for IIT. There are students from DIPSAR who have done BPharm and are studying in IT and doing MTech. That is also a good option.
And yeah, there's also a course of data science in IIHMR Bangalore, so you can also try if you want to do that.
But do a full-time
Yeah.
master's course. BPharm would not be enough at all.
The next question we have from Jasira Jahan. Do companies provide training for these, or
No.
they expect job ready skills from aspirants?
So no one is going to teach you AI, Python, data science because that takes a lot of time. No one is going to invest on you for do for 2 to 3 years, right? You would have to know these skills. You would have to prove that I know these skills, and then they'll hire you, and then they can teach you the domain specific skills around it. So, for example, if you are a data scientist, if you know how to do data science, you get into a company. That company deals with marketing, right? They would teach you about marketing. If you apply for a company which does drug development, they would teach you about drug development, but you should have to have the knowledge about data science.
All right. I hope so. We have time for 10 minutes. We can quickly pick up few
Sure,
questions.
sure.
All right. Pawan Amrutkar has a question. How is data analytics implemented in pharma quality assurance?
I've not interacted with this particular field, pharma QA. I'm sorry, I won't be able to help you here.
Okay.
Pharma QA, are you talking about the drug QA, exact when they test the quality of drugs,
Maybe
or
IP,
something
the in
else?
process quality assurance tests that we have, maybe he would be
Uh,
addressing them.
I'm not sure about that. Sorry.
Maybe designing protocol or SOP, maybe कुछ उसमें हो
Not much,
mention.
not much,
Not
not
much.
much there. Basically, you for data science to work, you need data, right? You need physical data.
Right.
So digital data. Without that, you won't be able to work.
Okay. Kaif Ahmad Sahir Ahmad has a question. My maths is not good. How can I learn Python coding or statistics?
So Python does not require you to know maths. Python requires you to be able to build logic. That would be fine if you do not know maths. Learning machine learning algorithms would, so there are two options. You can learn machine learning algorithms without knowing the maths behind them. That is a shortcut, but that does not help you grow as a data scientist. So for you to be able to grow as a data science, you need to know some concept of maths, which I'll teach you while in that course. So those concepts include statistics. Statistics may be probability, what is the interpretation of p-values, what are different tests, then linear algebra, and then matrix multiplication. These 3 to 4 topics are enough for you to understand any uh, machine learning algorithm. And then if you really want, you can quickly learn about differentiation and integration, the theory behind it. You do not need to solve numericals. आपको बस theory आनी चाहिए कि what is the physical meaning of this particular mathematical function. If I'm telling you to integrate some, if I'm telling you that this function integrates, this particular model integrates, what does that mean? Integration hota kya hai, karta kya hai wo? That is all you need to know. You do not need to solve the mathematical problems.
All right. Prashant Sandeva, what is a real world evidence analyst?
So real world evidence का मतलब क्या होता है? Real world evidence is whatever is happening in actual real world and not in clinical trials. So what is happening in real world? People are taking medicine. They're getting side effects. They are getting treated, right? Or they might not be getting treated. So everything that is happening in real world with real patients, analysis on that particular data is called real world analysis, right? And finding evidence for your drug that your drug is working in real world is called real world evidence.
Jyoti Samal has a question. I want to know that I'm a DPharm. Can a DPharm student join the PharmaX course? Any other
Yeah, yeah.
suitable course for us if you know?
So anyone can join PharmX course. There's no bounding.
Okay. Shrishti Kareti has a. I'm sorry if I pronounced the name wrong. Sir, is MBA or data tech related courses? Which one will play
Mm,
major role and contribute to the growth of pharma industry over the next
Data
5 years?
tech, sorry, what course? So one is MBA, another
One
course
is
was.
MBA and one is data tech related courses like data science
So
or
they are
AI.
completely different. So MBA teaches you about the business and how business works, how balance sheet works, what is marketing, right? It's a holistic course about management and running a business. Whereas any course related to data is about data science or how to analyze data. It's more mathematical and technical driven.
The next question is very practical, something that everyone wishes to ask. Mr. Rathod, how much salary do we expect after doing the data science?
So do not expect any salary until unless you have a you good hands on the skills, right? There are people in our course who are there just to get the certificate, and believe me, they're not finding any jobs, right? Till the time you're not able to prove to the interviewer that okay, you actually know the stuff, you won't be able to expect any job. Okay, now let's talk about actual salaries. After masters, if you get into any GCC, which is global capability centers that are coming up in Hyderabad, so companies such as Novartis, Sandoz, Sanofi, Lilly, any company. And if you end up getting into that, you would be able to earn around 9 to 12 lakhs. That would be your starting package. And after 5 to 10 years, about 5 years, you can assume that your package would be around 36 to 40 lakhs in data science and data analyst. So challenge is to get into those jobs, to learn those skills.
मतलब entry level ही मुश्किल है, बाद में तो हो जाता है. Devyani Deshpande has a question. What are the top 2 to 3 specific skills or tools I should actually start learning right now to stand out? I've just completed my bachelor's.
So that is what I've told you in this talk, right? Start with the Python and Excel. Start with these two technologies, and you would be good.
Ayush Kumar is asking, is there any YouTube channel they can refer to learn the same?
Just search Python course on YouTube. You would end up finding a lot of free courses.
Shreya Pandey is asking, MTech in bioinformatics teaches similar things at data
Yeah.
science, or is it a different domain?
So talking about Niper, first year you would learn most of the things about data science. In second year, you would end up choosing your guide. I think you would end up choosing a guide in first year as well, but that would
Yeah.
decide your project. There is one teacher who I forgot all the names now,
Sobia ma'am,
but there's
Bharatam sir.
or
Uh, when I forgot.
so one of those professors
Yeah.
basically asks you to do projects on
Prabha
in
ma'am.
data science itself. Prabha ma'am.
Prabha ma'am.
So Prabha ma'am projects are typically on data science only. So if you end up getting her, you would make your CV really nice.
Okay.
So वो data science projects ही करवाते हैं.
Okay. Um, so many questions. Just a minute. We'll pick up a few which have not been. Tanishk Barmare, for a BPharm student, would you recommend pursuing a regular MBA after graduation or an integrated MPharm MBA program? Which path has better career opportunities?
Regular MBA. So first and foremost would be if you are able, try for CAT. And if you're not able to get into CAT, go for Pharma MBA. Last would be your integrated MBA
Okay.
program.
Aditya, sir, we also had BHMS, BDMS, and other allied life science students in this session.
Okay.
So, can they also enter one of the courses from Dr. Shruti? How can a BDS student enter into data analytics?
Yeah, oh, definitely. So all of the consulting companies like IQVIA, Seniors, they highly prefer any doctor. So MBBS ho gaya, BDS ho gaya. They prefer these people a lot. Why? Because they have very good domain knowledge. And add on any technical skills, you would be good.
There's one question from Pandey Shreya. Is if not NIPER, then pursuing MTech courses from NITs are worth or no?
Yeah, definitely. So I would rather tell you to go for NIT first and then go for NIPER.
Right. Dipansh Dubey, I want to know which subject for masters I should choose. I'm currently serving as Google developer on campus organization for XYZ Institute. I just gave my 8th semester, B Farm done. I have got a 5.5 lakh sales job and completed my course of and now also Pharma X course I'm completing. What is this question exactly?
I want to know
Which
which to.
subject for masters I should choose?
So masters
अच्छा
in what?
मास्टर्स किस में करना है उसको? Okay.
I mean, depends upon your interest. Yeah, how can I tell you that? So if you are looking just for money, go for MBA.
Right.
If you love wet labs, go for pharmacognosy. Oh, sorry, pharmacology or medicinal chemistry. I mean, these are all good fields depending upon what you actually
You have
need.
to introspect, दीपांश. कोई थर्ड पर्सन ना आपको बता नहीं सकता इसका इंटरेस्ट. प्रशांत Sandevna has a question. I am a master's in public health graduate. Can I enter into the data analyst role?
Yes,
Huh.
yes.
Okay.
Anyone can enter into data analyst role. Anyone,
Okay.
provided you know the
Vish-
skills.
Vishal Sharma has a question. So for data science, should I stay in IIT BHU Pharmaceutics or I should go for NIPER? Is IIT having good placements
I
for
would suggest go for Niper because Niper Mohali specifically because of their good placement track record. IIT BHU, I'm not sure about their placements. I've not interacted with a lot of students or professionals who are coming from IIT BHU into these fields. So I would suggest you to go for Niper.
There are a lot of questions on QA. Are data analytics and Python useful in QA? But we can skip that right now. But Ashweta Yadav has a question. Afternoon B pharmacy. After B pharmacy, maximum student thinks career is lost because of lack of skills and experience.
So
Yeah,
it's
Ashweta, this
just a
is a
statement, not a question.
yeah, it's a statement. Vishal Taude, Pharma MBA. One student has got 20 LPA and other has got 10 LPA. Which skills they lack?
English. No, actually, basically, people do not know how to interact. People do not know
Yeah.
how to communicate, and that is the biggest gap, because that is the first thing anyone would see.
Sakshi Singhal, is it possible if you have skills in data analytics of placement in good multinational companies?
Yeah, why? I mean, okay. So, what is the doubt in that? So, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, if you have those skills, then why would you not get into any MNCs? Problem is having those skills.
If there are any other questions, quickly type. We have last 5 minutes to wrap up the session. So if you have any questions, only the questions will be entered. I want to go for fields like AI in pharma, data, computational pharmaceutics, and data science and data analytics. Okay, Dipansh. Okay. Jasira, that question is already answered by sir that regular MBA is what would be preferred. Tanishk, sir, as a second year B Farm student, what should I start doing during a college to build a strong profile for MBA and future leadership roles?
So, if you want to do a regular MBA, I would suggest you to start working for CAT, right? Start studying for CAT examination. Once you score good there, uh, then you can get into IMs, IITs, and XLRIs. Otherwise, if you do not want, because one thing is that there is very huge competition and very high fees. If you do not want to do that, I would suggest you to start learning Excel, Python, and in your third year, concentrate on GPAT exam
Okay, so there's a
to get into
question.
NIPER.
There are a lot of questions on YouTube. We'll pick up two because most of them you have already answered. They are overlapping. Pradnesh Deshmukh. Hello, sir. I'm one of your juniors at NIPER. I want to get into the regulatory affairs role. Can you tell me a roadmap that can data analytics or data science can also be used for to make me industry ready person or just RA documentation knowledge is suffice?
I have no idea about RA, and sorry, I've
Okay.
never worked in that
All right.
field. Won't be able to help you there.
Sajal Moona has a question. Sir, I've completed my bachelor's and NIPER this year. I have got rank of 2500. How is data analytics as a field? Sajal, already sir has answered that a lot of time. It's of course a blooming field. So if you would like to pick up that again.
Uh, how is the data
How is
analyst
data
field?
analytics as a field? Yeah.
I mean, I think I would say that this is the only field where you have the highest earning potential in pharma. Uh, all of the other fields are very manual and are slowly getting automated and require very less skills, technical skills. So that is why I myself got into this field. So it's a very blooming field right now.
Sahishta Parveen has a question: consulting or data scientist? Which
Depending
domains?
upon your interest.
Okay. Subit Bansal has a question. I am MPharm in pharmacology graduate and have 2 years experience in HEOR. How can I enter into data analytics or apply data analytics in HEOR?
So HUR, you would not be able to apply data analyst skills. So what you have to do is you would have to talk to your managers or your clients and tell them that, okay, I can also do this for you. What is this? I can also churn some data for you. Give me a small project where I can show you my skills. You have to slowly and steadily build your CV through projects and then move to data science. If they do not give you any such projects or opportunities, as I told you, you can go to Kaggle, download the data and start solving problems there and then build your CV. But before doing that, you would have to develop the skills. So learn Excel and Python before that.
There's a question from Life Lessons on YouTube. Is certification important, or if I learn the knowledge and learn Python, I will get a job? Do I need a certificate?
I do not have any certificate, by the way. I have no certificate. Seriously, I just have experience and my master's degree. I do not have any certificate.
Meghraj, what about pharmacoinformatics? Do we need to learn C++ and C plus
Nope.
language?
Nope. So pharmacoinformatics course do involve C++ and C, and they are very good. If it is very good if you are able to learn those languages, but it is not required for a data scientist. But I would suggest you to not to skip that because they are the fundamental languages for any computer language out there.
There's
Learn
one,
that.
there's one question from Prajapati. Other courses like BCA, further MCA are offering skills in coding, Python, Excel, AI, ML. What is the question? Could you just read out if you at your end, sir? I'm not able to figure out the question.
Which person?
Prajapati Nitesh Kumar, above Meghraj.
The question recently for encoding this skills is they become better. Okay, yeah, basically, okay. So what he's asking is the competition from other fields to get into this, right? So you
All
would
right.
be facing the competition from BTech guys always, but one thing that you have which they do not is the domain knowledge. So domain knowledge, which is your pharma domain knowledge plus technical skills, would end up giving you an edge over all of them. So that's why PCI has also introduced
Hmm.
these
Yeah.
courses in their curriculum.
So last two questions we'll pick up. One is from Arun Pandi. Completing B Farm can do MBA in abroad.
Yes, definitely. If you can afford it, go ahead. One of the best options. I
Okay.
mean, it's very expensive, about 1 crore, 1.5 crore, but definitely.
Shreya Pandey has a very good question. Probably it's one of my question as well, which I was going to ask you. Can you shed some light on project of these sectors? Because getting real data set is difficult if you are not affiliated to any institute.
So, in one of my slides, I've talked about all the projects that I've done. And you do not need to get the real data. You can actually work with dummy data. You just need to prove that, okay, I know how to do this, and you can show that in your CV. So you can either create the dummy data by yourself, or Kaggle has all of the data that you need. Just go to Kaggle and search for these data sets.
All right. There's one question from Shobit. Which is better, data analyst or business analyst?
Both the same things, the different nomenclature.
Okay. Um, is there any question which is relevant more? You guys, and tech in Sakshi, that's out of the scope of the session, so we can pick it up maybe later on. There is one session on pharma guidance. So, suggestion for PV experience candidates. Sumali has a question for suggestion for pharmacovigilance experience candidates.
So I mean, if your question is that how to get into
Yeah.
data science, so
Right.
I've already answered that.
Hmm.
Uh, Basically, start learning Python and Excel, then do projects, and then showcase and build your CV, and then apply for the jobs. You would be able to get into the data
There's
science field.
someone on YouTube who's typing, "Sir, I've seen this sir in Dr. PK classes as well."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
I'm affiliated with him. I just have another session in 10 minutes
Oh,
where I'll
okay.
be
All right. All right. All right.
taking GDPI sessions for the NIPER
But
aspirants.
lovely.
So
Okay, so
if you
I
want, you
won't
can
like
join.
to take much time of yours. Thank you so much,
No,
all the participants. Anvi, are you there to deliver the vote of thanks?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please deliver the vote of thanks to Aditya sir so that he can start with the session.
Thank you so much, Aditya, sir, for your insightful sessions. All the hello.
Yeah, yeah, you're on.
Hello. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. The data was incredible. We all got to learn a lot from you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
We'd
Anvi.
like to
Thank you so much
present a
for having
small
me.
token of appreciation from our side at PVC, sir. Really wonderful session, right from the basics. A very interactive session. I hope the students have really benefited a lot from the session and got to learn new skills. And I hope that they also inculcate them in their real practice. Really appreciate for your time. Have a great day and a great future. And thank you so much, participants, for making this session even more lively. We have a next session
Thank you so
by
much, everyone.
yeah, all right. We have a next session by Mr. Amandeep Singh Rawat, who has an extensive experience. So I think so, sir has already joined. Aman, sir, are you there?
Yes,
Yeah,
hello,
so
Prem.
Dr.
Am I
Aman has
audible?
already joined the session. Anvi, we can start with the introduction of Aman, sir, so that we can quickly begin the session.
Yes, sir. Dr. Amandeep Singh Rawat is a PharmD graduate from SGRR Institute of Technology and Science, Dehradun. With a professional background in pharmaceutical sciences and regulatory affairs, he has experience in areas such as clinical research, medical writing, and pharmaceutical regulatory processes, reflecting a strong interest in ensuring drug quality, safety, and compliance within the healthcare industry. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Could we start, Prem?
Yeah, yeah, Dr. Aman, absolutely. Thank you very much for accepting the invitation. The session is all over to you.
Okay, okay. Do we have the presentation for that?
You can present, or if the students have any doubt with respect to, we can do any of them works.
Right now, I'm not at. I'm little outside, so I don't have my laptop with me. So
Okay,
it
no
will.
issues.
If you
You
be
can
able
you
to
can pick up
present.
the queries from students. Maybe you can address them for the career.
Yeah, sure.
We can do that. Yeah, students. All right. Please feel free to ask any questions to Dr. Aman, and with respect to the regulatory affairs, Aman sir, if you could just guide them, brief them about the exact domain and segment you work into, and just give them a briefing
Oh,
about it. Yeah.
sure, sure, sure. Let me just introduce myself
Yeah,
and tell them
that would
about
be
what
great. Yeah.
actual work I do in the
Correct.
industry.
Right.
So, hello everyone. My name is Dr. Amandeep Singh Rawat. I have around 4+ years of experience as a medical writer. I have worked in a medical regulatory affairs department and as well as medical writing department. They are both are same things. Not much of a different are there. So, my currently I am working as a medical regulatory affairs senior associate. My main field of work is preparing documents for clinical and non-clinical documents for the submission of drug product. It could be any generic product. It could be. I have also worked for the biosimilars products as well. So overall, what we have to do is the medical writing. I have seen many of people confused medical writing as a single thing. That if they are working on a medical writing, they should know every document. But this is not true. Medical writing is a very umbrella term. It could be anything. It could include the scientific writing. It could include the regulatory affairs department writing. It also includes writing for medical affairs, that is medical communications. So I specifically work for the regulatory affairs department. Uh, Other than that, the mostly, if you have heard about the regulatory affairs, whenever a drug is getting approved, we have to send a CTD, that is Common Technical Document, in which it's all about the drug. So overall, whatever related to drug, it could be non-clinical data, it could be a clinical data, it could be a pharmaceutical data, that would go to the agency.
Hello, Aman sir. Amandeep
Yes,
sir.
yes,
Good evening, sir. Sir, as
good.
you said, you sent the CTD, Common Technical Document.
Yes.
It is offline or online, electronic.
It's a different thing. Some countries want them. It's mostly depend of the countries. If you go to the European agency, USFDAs, they want it in an electronic format. But for
Mm.
some lower countries, like including India, Nepal, or some other countries, they want it in a PDF format, or sometimes they want in a current paperback format.
Okay, sir, what should we do for being an foreign DRA?
Sorry.
What should we do for
Okay.
becoming a
So
foreign DRA, like in
mostly,
Dubai,
okay,
Qatar,
okay. So if you want to go to DRA in
Gulf
Saudi, correct?
countries? Yes, sir.
Correct. If like Saudi, correct. First of all, you have to like complete your B farm. M farm is also important. Sometimes some countries want that. Some countries and companies want that their student should be at least master degree. That will give a hold. Other than that, you have to if you want to go to Saudi, you need to have a valid license of pharmacy license. Is sometimes they want that you are actual pharmacist, and if you want to go there, Saudi, most probably they will not take freshers. Very simple is you have to know about the drug regulatory authority and what you have to do to enter into a DRA. So as a fresher, you
Sir,
have to join some
okay,
companies that providing you information of the DRA.
okay.
That's it.
Sir, as you said, for the Dubai, it is applicable for the all the Gulf countries over there, like
No,
Qatar, huh?
it's not
Iran.
always there that you will get. It's not
Mm,
always there that you will require Saudi drug registration there, but they might want that you should have the pharmacy license and that you are actually a pharmacist. Other than that, some other exams you have to clear and you have to know about the DRA. That is also there.
See, for that, I have a little expertise. Dr. Aman, if you permit me.
Yeah,
See,
sure.
for that, you have different countries ka different. जैसे HAD is for Abu Dhabi, DHA is for Dubai, NPQ is for Qatar. So आपके पास मिडिल ईस्ट के जितने कंट्रीज है गल्फ की, राइट, बहरीन, ओमान, सबकी एक इंडिविजुअल registration होती है. So you have to give an examination, and then they consider you to be an equivalent pharmacist. You need a transcript, and you need to qualify, as rightly said by Dr. Aman. There's an examination which you need to qualify if you wish to do the same over there. I hope that answers your query.
okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
So there's
So
one
as I'm telling
question.
you,
Yeah.
yes,
Please
yes.
go ahead. Please continue.
Yeah. So as I'm telling you, for a medical writer, there's a different things. Medical writers specifically that I'm working on is in a RA related. So there's a CTD module that goes to the agency whenever we are submitting registration. Either is generic, either is biological product, either is a vaccine. It would go in a CTD format. Sometimes some countries have specific format, for example, ACTD format. But overall, most of the reliable and agreed sources CTD section. So what I do, there's a five modules in a CTD. Mostly there's a five module. That is module one, module two, module three, module four, and module five. So, uh, module one includes a product specific and regional information that could means that you will require some certificates to, like in Saudi, they require a halal certificate that your product is a halal certified product, or some other certificates are there. It includes module one. In module two, there is a summaries. All the module three, module four, and module five, whatever that data contain, those module contains, you have to provide a summary in that. They have a specific format for that. In module three, you have to provide the pharmaceutical data, how you are prepared this, what ingredients you have used. In module four, you have to give the non-clinical reports. Any non-clinical study you have performed, you have to given in the module four. And in module five, you have to provide the clinical data. That also includes in the slide also clinical study reports, clinical trial protocol should be there. Uh, Risk management plan is part of module one. Informed consent form is not always need to be submitted, because if we are submitting 1,000 patients, we can't submit 1,000 informed consent form. We have just to send one sample form that we have included this information. Uh, for statistical analysis plan, we this is not part of like clinical team. This is more included to statistical team. Like all the data once generated, it goes to a statistical team, and they will using their software and all. They will provide this data, and statistical analysis plan is also included. Uh, we have to for guidelines, if you have to say I have to ICH E3 guideline for clinical preparation of clinical study report, ICH E6, ICHM, it is for module 2 and module 5. So as I said, mostly the I work in the module 2 and module 4 and module 5. I have worked in module 1 also contains some clinical document that we have to address. But most of the work that I do or a medico regulatory professional do is should include module 2, module 4, and module 5. Uh, Need for medical writers, I think, to generate business science and communication. So why do we need a medical writer? So as you can see, agency contains a high experts. They also, for example, if you have USFDA, EMA, any regulatory authority, they contain a highly expert. But when we are preparing a drug, we are conducting a clinical study. If we are not properly able to communicate our information with the regulatory authorities, our drug might not get approved, or it the approval may get delayed. So that's where the medical writers come, that they will prepare a CSR, clinical data document, clinical study report, because all the data, all the uh, trial that we have done will come concluded. But if we are providing uh, data here and there, we are submitting some data there, we are not properly telling them what's the data in there, what should be there. So that could lead to a late in approval, and that could cost so much money to the company. So that's where the medical writers come. As a regulatory requirement, we have the guidelines that require that if we have to prepare any document, that should be that way. Like ICHM guideline, ICHE guidelines are there. Medical writers also help in the research and development. How so? Sometimes if we have done some studies and R&D are not able, because most of the research done by the F&D development team, they don't know about the clinical section. So for example, if they have get stuck in some clinical data part, as a medical writer, it's our duty that we will find a solution for that. But that the finding the solution not always mean that we have to give that our drug is go. It is right. No, the solution is it safe to people? That's the always should be the medical writers part. It should never be like if they are stuck somewhere, if they are not able to show the efficacy of the drug, it doesn't mean the medical writer have to twist the clinical studies and say no, our drug is efficacious. No, the medical writer has to find that is it efficacious or not, and tell them it. If it is, tell them how. If it is not, tell them no, it is not efficacious. Other than that, I think it also improves patient awareness. How so? It contains whatever a CTD module is, it always contain a patient information leaflet or risk minimization measures. So these are the documents that should be provided to the patients. Patient information leaflet help patient telling what their drugs are, what are they taking, what how should you take that drug, and so on. And risk minimization measure, as per that, risk minimize if your drug is have certain type of risk. For example, it is not good for pregnant women. Risk minimization measure will tell you how to not let pregnant women take it, or if it is harmful for some pregnant women, for specific conditions are there, you have to tell them that okay, you could, as a pregnant person, you could take this, but these should be the condition in which you should take it. Ensure accuracy and compliance. As I told you before, all the regulatory authorities have their specific guidelines. So medical writer works is to ensure that it is compliant as per those guidelines, because in regulatory affairs, it's always all about the limits and the guideline. If guidelines is one thing, you have to follow it. You have to make it like, again, guideline is not like they will give word to word that you have to write that. No, but they will tell you what data should be added, and you have to understand that guideline and accordingly modify your data as well. And overall, it strengthens the pharma and healthcare communication, because if company wants to tell their patient or regulatory authority something, and they are not able to correctly tell them, the patient will not buy the drug or regulatory authority will not approve the drug. So that's where the medical writer came. Any question if you have?
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, as you said, sorry, from where we get the notice that Gulf countries are requiring the यार जैसे वहाँ का रिक्रूटमेंट हो स्टार्ट है कि डीआरए के लिए वो कैसे मिलेगा?
I am not well versed in the job opportunities there, but I think there are some websites of I think they post that, I think LinkedIn and something. I'm not sure about the how do they require newsletter, how they post their job requirement.
You
I'm
see,
sorry.
there's Naukri
Okay,
Gulf,
okay, sir.
like we have Naukri for India. There's Naukri Gulf. So Australian states के लिए ऐप है, वेबसाइट है जहाँ पे आपको जॉब्स मिलती है. फॉर ऑस्ट्रेलिया, फॉर गल्फ देयर इज गल्फ टैलेंट, गल्फ नौकरी, है ना. आप ये टाइप करेंगे ना, जैसे लिंक्डइन है, एज राइटली
जी जी
मेंशन्ड बाय अमन सर. लिंक्डइन पे भी डालते हैं वो लोग कि रिक्रूटिंग ड्रग डेटा ये वगैरह, ड्रग रेगुलेटरी अफेयर्स एक्सपर्ट. बट देन यू कैन विजिट दीज वेबसाइट्स, गल्फ टैलेंट और गल्फ नौकरी. दे आर वेरी स्पेसिफिक फॉर.
सर. सर उसके लिए जो सिलेबस होता है, जैसे वहाँ का जो डीआरए का जो एग्जाम होगा गल्फ कंट्रीज का या अदर कंट्रीज का, तो वो पर्टिकुलर सिलेबस भी प्रोवाइड कराते हैं कि इसी के जरिए आपको हम जो एग्जाम कंडक्ट
There's no
करेंगे वो होगा,
specific
या जो
exam
हमारा
for DRA.
एग्जाम का सिलेबस में है वही होता है?
There's no specific exam for DRA. आपको pharmacist की तरह register करना है, and thereafter you have to apply them. Okay. So अगर आपके पास skills होगी, like if you know basic, अगर आपको PV में जाना है तो you need मेट्रा कोडिंग, causality assessment, right? अगर आपको CR में जाना है तो आपको basic डोमेन्स के बारे में नॉलेज होनी चाहिए. जैसे अभी अमन सर ने कहा आपको ICH E6 E3 गाइडलाइंस है ना, CTD M4 M8 गाइडलाइंस, तो वो चीज़ एटलीस्ट नॉलेज होनी चाहिए. या अमन सर प्लीज कंटिन्यू.
Yes, this, I totally agree with Payam. If you want to go into a DRA, that include our Indian DRA or European and wherever. If you want to go in a DRA industry, you have to know about the guidelines. Again, there are specific guidelines for, not you can't read or understand every country's guideline, but at least you should know the ICH specific guidelines, because they are mostly followed by all the countries until or unless any specific conditions are there. Uh, they will only use the ICH guideline. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so what's the eligibility criteria for medical writing? Uh, this is true. Doctors, pharma graduates, biotech, any science-based graduate is, I think that is include the healthcare system, except for nursing personals. I think nursing personnel not actually can involved in a DRA or a medical writing, but they could be included. It's not like they couldn't, but mostly they are not preferred because they are mostly a caregiver type of job included there. Their skills are mostly caregiver. So mostly MBBS, BMS, pharma graduates are there, biotechnology, medical and paramedical students can also include. PhD postgraduates are also included. They are sometimes they are preferred in a high jobs. For example, if they have like certain amount of experience and they are also a PhD holder. Sometimes some countries also provide them early promotions as well. Not always the case, but sometimes it's there. So other than that, what skills that are required? First of all, you have to have a strong writing skills. You have to know how to write. That doesn't mean like you have to started writing something with hand or like kahaniya banana nahi. You have to know the how to write properly, how to write in a flow, because that is always, because whenever we are providing a document, we have to provide in a flow. It's not like we could saying one thing in one paragraph, in another paragraph we are saying something different. No, we have to connect the paragraph or data with each other. Proofreading and medical editing skill, that is very important, especially is in the regulatory department, because in a regulatory medical writing you have to check your data thrice, sometimes fourth time, five time. uh, Even when you are sending a mail, you have to check the mail five times, you have to send the attachment. There's a many things. So because medical writing is a totally writing skills, and sometimes what happens, we have a document that is a very large, like sometimes they could go for 100 pages. There are chances that some mistakes can happen. So proofreading is very important. Literature search skill is also very important, because we have to find the data. Not always is there that clinical data will always be available with to us in a plate. We have to start finding, okay, we have to find this drug, we have to find a data for this. Sometimes we have to provide the justification. When we have to provide justification, we have to find the data from all the clinical studies. You also have to write different methodology of research. Necessary, because if you have searched
So there are a few questions in the chat box as well. If we can pick them up simultaneously. Should I read it out for you?
yeah, please.
Okay, okay, okay.
Like, which questions are you
No
think
issue.
is
Yeah,
like
yeah, no issue.
necessary and
Yes.
not repetitive?
Shrikant Sahu. I'm now in second year of MPharm in pharmaceutical chemistry. How do I prepare myself for medical writing and how to choose the domain? How to search for companies which hire the medical writer experts and how much salary can I expect as बहुत सारे question है ये तो एक ही
Hmm.
इसमें बहुत सारे
So I think your first question was how I prepare myself for medical writing. Okay, it should be depend upon what kind of medical writing you want to done. For example, I think that's the next question also. What kind of medical writing I have to find? So you have to choose medical writing based on your skills and based on your interest. So, for example, regulatory writing is more of a consigned thing. You have to follow the guideline. You have to have the, if you are able to work a very regularized framework, then you should go for regulatory writing. If you want to go a little interactive one, so the medical content writing might be the good for you. Other than that, there are different kinds of writing as well. There's like publication you have to prepare you have given data, you have to put it as per the user. So whatever the your skill sets are, whatever kind of interest you have to know. I can tell you which medical writing would be best for you. You have to be the one able to know like which medical writing I am more uh, comfortable with. Again, salary wise, I would say it's not fixed for anything. It's depend on the company wise. Sometimes big companies give a big salary. Some small country companies might give small salaries, and depend on the experience you would get. So experience wise, there are some experience and expertise will make the salary. I can't specifically say which salary bracket the medical writing will go. Other than that, how to find, mostly if you want to find medical writing job as a fresher, you have to find it using Naukri. You have to consistently find the Naukri.com, LinkedIn. You have to be active on it. Naukri.com, LinkedIn, and sometimes companies own website also contains the
Website.
career homepage that you could go. That again is publication writing. I think any other question, Bam,
No, not
or
right
should I
now.
take?
No, we can proceed.
Okay.
We'll pick up next.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah, sure, sure. So next is publication writing. So again, publication writing is all about like if a company has prepared a, clinical trial, they submitted, and they want to, once drug is approved, they want to publish their discoveries or how their drug is performed, because this is a kind of communication as well. It is, they are communicating it to the healthcare professionals, like if they have submitted to a good what I said, journals. So there, for publication writing, they will company will provide a data to publication writer, and they have to prepare it such a way that it would be concise, telling them what's the primary effect, how they've prepared this, how they work this, and what are the safety efficacy of that drug, and how to, again, they have to write it in a flow. In a medical writing, that one thing will always be there, the writing properly and writing in a flow. Because if the flow breaks, the user, but whoever he or she is, will get bored or not able to connect with it. Next, I think this is safety writing. For safety writing, it is module 2.5 of current module. CTD modules always contain the your safety data. Other than that, health authority response documents. Sometimes health authority may ask some question, because again we are providing them with data. They might have some questions. We have to prepare them. Aggregate report include RMP, PSURs, PABRER. Most of the time, the safety writing part comes after our drug is approved.
Hmm.
So not always, the initially will not come, except for the RMP, that is risk management plan, that we have to provide. Risk management plan is the only safety rating part that we have to initially provide. Other than that, we have to provide it later. And DSUR is also there. Sometimes clinical trials contain some, if your drug is a new drug, so we might not know about it, or health authority might not know about the drug and side effect of it. Then you have to provide them a document like which side effects have been seen in the clinical trial. That's it. So safety rating is for the most part is submitted after drug approval, or we could also know it as, I think, post marketing surveillance. And PV, it is a part of PV also, because PV will get you ICSR cases. Single cases are there, then we have to find out how many cases are there. We have to prepare it in like 15 cases we have found. So it could be a side effect like this. Could you next slide?
Just yeah.
I think use of medical writing. I think overall, I have told you most of the part. What's the use of medical writing? But overall, again, medical writing in different parts, different types of medical writing. So different medical writing could have different uses. That, for example, publication writing may be able to write their own publication and submit to a journal. I think this is very important for, especially for PhD students, because they have to write a journal of their own and research. So publication writing might help the candidate for that. Again, these are the publications are there. you could submit a data if you find anything new, disease related, drug related data. Other than that, you could work for a CRO, the clinical research organization, as they are, who perform your average clinical trials. That include bioequivalence study. Other than that, you could also work as a freelancer. Yes, medical content writer is a big source of, I think, medical entire big source of freelancing. Most of the content writers do freelancing. I know some content writers that still do freelancer, and they have no issue with that. They charge good enough money to the client also. So it is also there. Uh, Again, you could write journals, you could write dissertation, you could publish a paper if you have, for example, some uh, works on the hospital. So if they are finding any new side effects, they could present it as a case study or case series. Other than that, you require, if you find anything new related to the drug or disease, you could also submit. uh, मेडिकल केसेस में भी आपको कर सकते हैं. इवन पीवी, इफ यू नो हाउ टू मेडिकल राइट, you could also submit, like, teaching are also there sometimes, I think. But other than that, there are many users. Other than these are include job designation, medical writing. Yes, this is a medical writer. Medical writer have different designation. You could start with a okay. Here it is written junior, senior, associate. But other than that, there are many positions. For example, you could start with an intern. Some companies give you first position if you're a fresher. Either they will give you as an intern or as a trainee. Then you will go to junior or associate level. Then you go to senior level, or you could say senior associate. Then there is assistant manager, manager levels. So they are also there. So the first part is, sorry Pam, मैं थोड़ा सा इसमें slide से थोड़ा सा different बता रहा हूँ.
No
That's
issues, no issues.
according to my
Yeah, yeah,
experience
yeah.
there.
Please go ahead.
Sure. So most of the companies will start you as an intern or junior writer or a trainee. So that includes that they will train you about the medical writing, whatever kind of medical writing they are doing. Then once you have gained enough experience and knowledge, they will set it up to you. For example, it will take around 1 year, 6 months to 1 year. They will give you associate medical. Means now you have some kind of responsibility that you have to. They will trust you with some data, and that you know this much. You should know. You should be able to prepare this document alone. Again, they will review it, but you should be able to prepare this document.
So participants, I hope you are
Sorry.
enjoying the sessions. Oh yeah. Please continue.
Yes, sorry. So I was saying that most of the countries most of the companies follow this hierarchy, like trainee, intern or trainees, junior or associate, and then senior associate, then assistant manager. So this is the mostly hierarchy used in every department. Good afternoon. You were saying something, I think. Sorry to interrupt. So now we'll tell what's the typical role. So again, as a medical writer, you have different roles. If you're a scientific writer, you have to manuscript writing or whatever the data the company is providing you. You have to prepare a journal article accordingly. If you're a simple medical writer, you have to write the medical content. Uh, Medical communication is also a very good scope, or I would say very good job role. It includes the preparations of education materials. So education material not always required for patients. It all or sometimes it also requires for doctors and health practitioners also, because if you are launching a drug, or especially if it's a new drug or new method, then you have to be able to tell doctor what's the pros of this our medicine or our diagnostic material over other drugs that are already is in the market. Because if you are going to a doctor, he will not say, okay, this molecule is there, give me how this is better than that. Why would I give this medicine to my patient rather than this medicine? You have to tell me the pros and cons of that. And this drug, this medical communication role include that you will provide all the scientific data related to that drug or medical device or whatever the process you have gone to the data to the doctors. And then come the regulatory writing associate. So overall regulatory writing associate, you will be able to tell overall your work is to make your drug approval. You have to find out the data from different department will come to you related to medical and non-medical, and you have to find out is our drug is good for submission or not. That's there. Clinical data is good. Clinically, all the guideline related, the data that is provided is related to the guideline or not. That is next, please.
Yeah.
I think company's name, these are there. IQVIA is there, Parexel International. Other than that, I think Sun Pharma also have medical writing department. Very much CROs are there. Lot of number. Vida Clinical Research. I've worked with Vida Clinical Research. They are a good CROs. Uh, there's in most of if you specific to have CROs, Ahmedabad and Hyderabad have the most CRO. Most CROs are mostly based on Ahmedabad or uh, Hyderabad. Other than that, but that does not mean that other states does not have the CROs or companies. But mostly Ahmedabad and Hyderabad is a hub of pharma, if you will say, especially clinical research. That contains IQVIA, Parexel, Covan, Syneos. Syneos is like good for PV also. PRA Health is there. Clinic into Lambda. Lambda is a good CRO. Vida Clinical Research is there. Sci Life Sciences is there. They have overall. I will not name all the companies, but overall, I will tell you CROs or a parent companies are mostly CROs work for a product-based company, but product-based company also have their own medical writer. Just because you are a medical writer, either safety writer or something, publication writer, that doesn't mean you always have to work for a CRO. You could also work for a parent company or a product company who are making their own products and sending it to the there. Sometimes product company will go to a CRO and go like prepare this document or do clinical research, but most of the important data production company keep with themselves. They don't want that it will go to other companies. Like this. Again, there's Cactus is there. Cactus is a good if you want to go for a publication writing. They have a very strict rule. You have to have a very good knowledge about the communications and grammar. Their initial exam is very tough. You have to know. Fair solution is one of the biggest regulatory solution is there. Uh, Indigene, I think you have heard about it. Kinape, Tech Observer, Quantified, Omega Healthcare is good. Next, please. Ah, just because you from this, I think Apollo Hospital, I've got to know. Just because you are a medical writer, that does not mean you only have to work with companies. You sometimes some hospitals, specifically Apollo Hospital, Fortis, AIMS, TMC, and all the big hospitals, they have their own medical content writing team. they write content, clinical content for related to their hospital, related to uh, whatever disease they are specializes in. I think you have all heard about a term medical tourism.
Hmm.
India is becoming a hub of medical tourism. So like tourism overall means that because Indian healthcare system is good and cheap, people from foreign countries come to India for their treatment. So if a foreign person coming to India, how do they know that which hospital I have to go? Mostly word of mouth, or there will be a website or content. So that's where the medical content writer of that hospital will come into play. Next, please. I think the heritage cactus
I think so. We
communication
can
is there.
emphasize upon remote and hybrid opportunities also, Dr. Aman, if
Okay.
you could tell about.
Yeah. That is, I think that is the rage in our time. Like,
Yeah.
do I get? So most of the companies that I have heard, as a medical writer, you mostly will get either hybrid. Hybrid is more I think choice by employees and companies also. You will sometimes, like I am working as a full time remote person, but in a 2 or 3 months I have to go to my company. But most of the company chooses hybrid. They because medical writing work is somewhat like you could do it from home. You just require a high speed internet and a laptop, and it's on your skills. So you could easily get hybrid in the medical writer format, but work from home format is also there. I think in last 1 or 2 slides back, you have a company named Fair Solutions. Fair Solutions is second number. So this is a regulatory consulting company. So overall, uh, for example, if I am working at Cipla, Cipla will give their clinical trial, or if they don't know how to enter into a market, they will go to a regulatory who are experts. So I know about the Frere. They have a permanent work from home model. Even Parexel has in some roles permanent work from home, or sometime like hybrid role, like you have to come office 1 or 2 times a week, or twice a month, or 1 week a month. So mostly medical writing, you could easily get a hybrid, or you could easily get work from home is still based on a company. But because medical writing is such a kind of work that you could do anywhere from internet, so it is highly plausible that you will get work from home from medical writing rather than a regulatory affairs. They will very rarely get medical sorry work from home options. They mostly have to come to office. I think that's there. I think that answer your question about the work from home and hybrid option.
Yeah, absolutely. So, students,
Do any of you have questions?
yeah, students, the session is now open to the Q&A. If you wish to ask anything, good to see the strength still being a half century. You all can ask because Aman sir has a very plethora of experience in this domain. So maybe you can ask your question. Shruti, Dr. Shruti is asking, I've completed my BDS and want to apply for safety PV associate, which includes preparing of narrative periodic safety reports. What course will help me to enter into this field?
I think Payam will be better to answer this. I think Payam have a course also.
Okay,
I think
yeah,
safety
Shruti,
related.
we also have a course on this. Probably, maybe just a minute. We have a specific course on pharmacovigilance. We have 80 candidates already, and out of them, two have also been placed till now. So we offer assistance for the placement referrals, but we don't give job guarantee. And it's a course of 1,000 rupees where you learn about the PSUR, DSUR, aggregate reports, spontaneous reports, medra coding, casualty assessments, narrative writing, literature screening, almost everything that you need to know about a pharmacovigilance associate or a drug safety associate. We help you to go through it, so you can just connect to me after the session. Maybe I can connect you to the team.
One more thing to add, Dr. Bam.
Yeah, please.
I have worked with the safety writers. I have used
Okay.
to work on a document as safety writing. So I have seen that for safety writing, BDS are sometimes BDS a preferred choice.
Okay.
So not always is there, but sometimes they prefer that at least the person should be a master graduate, and if the BDS, they will prefer that.
या तो एमपीएच लेते या बीडीएस लेते, आई थिंक सो पब्लिक हेल्थ और उनको ही लिया जाता है
Yeah.
ज्यादा।
Yes. Yes. Yes.
श्वेता
Mostly
यादव,
the other than if you have experience.
alright. Shweta Yadav has a question, sir. I have completed B Pharmacy and want to apply in regulatory affairs. How to join RA?
I think you have to uh, apply to by using LinkedIn, Naukri, and I think all the other platforms are there. But if you are going to interview, you should have to know about the ICH guidelines. Tell them what ICH guideline you are used by the DRA. For example, what is four types of ICH guideline: M, Q, E, S, safety, efficacy, miscellaneous is there, quality is there. So if you are specific for DRA, ICHQ guideline that is related to the quality or a pharmaceutics would be a better fit for you to learn about them.
Right. Then we have Trishala's question. Other than job writing opportunities, what other jobs do we get in RA field, regulatory affairs?
Okay, so if regulatory affairs overall a document related field. So RA have two types of document. If you're specific for RA, they have two types of job. Either you get a medical safety writer if they are working on the post approval one, that also include the medical writing. So in RA, either you are going for a core RA or core medical writing. So that's up to you what, because RA is specifically a department. You can't say like I'm in RA and I want to work as a FND. No, it is an RA department. You have to go go with the choices they have. But yes, there is like if, expertise are also there. Sometimes some senior persons became project manager. If they are handling good with handling team, so they might get project
Trishala,
management job.
you have raised your hand. You wish to unmute and answer? Question, sorry. You
यस सर, गुड इवनिंग सर।
good evening.
सर एक्चुअली जैसे एम फार्म करते हैं तो जैसे फार्मास्यूटिक्स वगैरह होते हैं तो उसमें भी लैब में मतलब बहुत सारे होते हैं, फार्माकोलॉजी में भी होते हैं। तो मतलब ये रेगुलेटरी अफेयर्स में जब एम फार्म करते हैं तो उसमें मतलब इस टाइप के मतलब क्या रहता है कि मतलब वो कॉलेज प्रोवाइड करते हैं जो हमें चेक करना चाहिए?
I did not understand exactly you're saying what you're saying.
सर लाइक जैसे फार्माकोलॉजी में मतलब हम
Hmm.
रैट और एनिमल्स वगैरह पे टेस्टिंग करते हैं या इस टाइप की चीजें।
Correct, correct.
यस, तो लाइक इन आरए मतलब क्या हम एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं फ्रॉम कॉलेज ड्यूरिंग एम फार्म?
It's a
From
dry lab.
college, I don't.
Hmm.
Yes, I think not exactly they will tell you about the RA, because if you will go to our courses as well, MPharm, even MPharm, they will tell you mostly about the bookish things or something. They will not give you a job related specific information. If they will not tell you like how to work. I think for that you
इंटर्नशिप्स
either you
होती
have
है
to
6 months की, बट वो इंटर्नशिप्स में लाइक वो आपको बस डॉक्यूमेंट एसओपी पढ़वाते हैं। दे
correct.
डोंट मेक यू वर्क। मतलब आपको जैसे अमन सर ने कहा कि वो मॉड्यूल 2.5 2.4 को बनाते हैं, वो आपको नहीं मिलता है। इट्स अ वेरी
Yes,
लाइक
because
बुक
that will
theoretical।
correct, correct. Because that will require a specific amount of time and handling of document. Because जो मॉडल 2.4 2.5 मैं प्रिपेयर करता हूँ या आरए टीम जो वर्क करती है वो हाईली सेंसिटिव डॉक्यूमेंट्स होते हैं या हाईली सेंसिटिव डेटा के यूज करके, तो कंपनी डोंट वांट कि कोई नया पर्सन आया उसको मैं अपना डेटा दे दूं। ऑफ कोर्स नॉट, दे विल टेल यू अबाउट एसओपीज एंड व्हिच गाइडलाइंस टू लर्न एंड सम one or two things are there, but not they will not able to provide it exact job related.
Chirag Rathod has a question. Tell me international opportunities in medical writing and regulatory affairs.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Medical, I think medical writing is not for uh, specific to India as well. Many MNCs have that medical writers requirement or medical expert requirement for the other countries as well. as well. So, like when I was in last company, that we used to work with the European companies because we were consulting company. European clients were there, and they will able to. Sometimes they are there that MNC will pick you up. Some MNC will pick you up for like their roles. So it's totally plausible that you would get the job in DRA or medical writing in the foreign. But point is, most of the time you have to have certain amount of skills and knowledge about the DRA or medical writing. They will not pick you as, most probably they will not pick you as a fresher until unless you are going there specifically for any course and something there. I think like Saudi wala Dr. Pam ne bataya.
Hmm.
That is a specific scenario. Other than that, you will should have skills and knowledge.
एंड यूरोपियन कंट्रीज बहुत अच्छा पे भी करती है आपको मैं आपको बताऊं मतलब आई हैव फ्यू कैंडिडेट फ्यू मतलब जो जर्मनी में भी है जो यूरोप भी गए हैं तो वो कहते हैं दैट दे गेट अ वेरी गुड एंड रिमोट अपॉर्चुनिटीज जो आपने बोला कि क्या पता आपको इंडिया में रह के यू गेट टू वर्क फॉर देम लाइक अमन सर के क्लाइंट्स थे यूरोप के राइट सो ही वाज इन इंडिया बट वो
Yes,
he was working with them as he was in a consultancy so there are a lot of international opportunities that are waiting surely. Shraddha Torabale has a question: how to get an entry level job in medical writing?
I think most of the questions are related to like how to get again. I'm not exactly sure how to answer that, how to get into. But again, that's I said you have to be active on Naukri.com, LinkedIn.com,
Hmm.
companies' career sites are there. And if you want to enter, you have to face the uh, interview round. And that time you do, if you want to go to specifically in medical writing or ICA and DRA, you should have the knowledge about ICA. That's there. Uh, I think sometimes courses also help. Like if you have any specific company sees that you have done a good enough course for 3 months, 6 months, 1 month, whatever is there.
Hmm.
Sometimes company will give a recommendation like we would hire this because you know about that topic. So mostly sometimes they prefer you.
Absolutely. Pawan Amrutkar has a question: as a pharma quality assurance final year student, should I be working on some course on regulatory affairs writing? Since the pathway is interlinked between quality assurance and regulatory affairs, and interlinked with industry during auditing and inspections, or is it not necessary to work upon it?
I think Payam would be able to answer this. Like Q as a you are QA, I can understand, but sometimes you do get to have some knowledge. If you want to do go specific in a DRA, you do want if you want an edge over the other uh, so whatever the interviews and whatever they have applicants are there. If you want one edge above applicants, you should do the course. But again, also you should have the skills as well.
Right. Just to add to what Dr. Aman said, very well answered. But I'll just like to add one thing that regulatory affairs and they are interlinked. But RA department deals with more of the external expectations, right? आप जब health agencies के साथ deal करते हो like USFDA, EMA और CDSCO, how do you deal with those? Like it's like an interface of documentation.
Yes,
बट क्वालिटी
yes,
एश्योरेंस
because
आपका इंटरनल एग्जीक्यूशन होता है मोर ऑफ कि आप क्वालिटी मैट्रिक्स के आईपी क्यूएस फॉलो हो रहे हैं मैन्युफैक्चरिंग वो सारी चीजें तो आई थिंक सो अमन सर इफ आई हैव करेक्टली मेंशन सो वो आपका थोड़ा
yeah,
इंटरनल ज्यादा
but
है
it's more to that. For example, whenever we are preparing a again, drug regulatory is a link between a regulatory authority and a company. So there, company का काम है डेट प्रोवाइड करना, डेटा प्रोवाइड करना, आपका सेफ्टी एफिकेसी मैन्युफैक्चर करना ड्रग. रेगुलेटरी का काम है कि जो भी डेटा हुआ है वो एज पर द गाइडलाइन है कि नहीं. तो ओवरऑल इफ यू नो अबाउट द क्यूए, आई हैव मेनी people working who are BSc chemistry and they are working as a regulatory affair of in IQVIA, I think, if I'm remember, IQVIA and Essentia, they are working because you are even QA. QA, you will know how drug is prepared, how to audit this, how to do that. So you will get to know the understanding of how drug is preparing as well. So when you are checking the document, regulatory affair document, you might get some answer like, okay, this how this drug should not be this. for example, if guideline does not have limit specific, then you should know that, okay, no, this should be this drug is not prepared properly, or this document has something missing. So it's, again, regulatory department is very much interlinked with all the department. It's from marketing department to any other department you could name of is interlinked with regulatory, because at the end of the day all the document will come to the regulatory. And if someone is checking them, he or she should know about that, whatever the goes in that document. That's why regulatory affairs also have two uh, distinct job roles. One is core regulatory, that is related to module 3 and module 1, and clinical regulatory, that is related to the clinical efficacy and safety. So it is interlinked with every other document and department.
Absolutely. We have one or two more questions. We can pick them up maybe quickly. Um, what is the difference between regulatory affairs and pharmacovigilance? There's one.
Okay. This is, I think, simple. Regulatory affairs is all about the document, that it will make drug approval faster and make drug approved, get approved by the regulators. Pharmacovigilance is mostly about once drug is get approved, the pharmacovigilance person will find if there is any side effect or any adverse effect. It could be known or unknown data. Is if drug has some, because drug is tested in a controlled environment. Once it go outside, it would get you will not know how, in which condition people had taken the. For simple example, sometimes people take drug with a simple painkiller with the alcohol, or some drug with alcohol that could cause problem to the patient. So that's why pharmacovigilance come after, mostly after post approval.
I hope we have answered almost all the questions. I don't find any question which is unanswered. Um, all right, that's it then. Thank you so much. Anvi, are we there?
Yes, sir.
We can present the vote of thanks to Dr. Amandeep and
Thank you so much, Dr. Amandeep Singh, sir. I'd like to express my heartfelt thanks to you for sharing such valuable insights with us, and your knowledge, your time, expertise, and your inspiring words. We greatly appreciate them. Thank you once again, sir. Have a bright future ahead of you. Thank you for
Thank,
an enlightening session.
thank you. Bye bye. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye, Dr. Bam.
yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Aman. It is always a pleasure listening to your sessions.
Bye bye.
All right. All right, participants. Yeah, please, Anvi, go ahead. Anvi, just a minute. We have Dr. Farah joining shortly. I, okay, okay. Okay, good evening. Yeah, Anvi, please go ahead. Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am, for accepting the invitation. Hoping for a wonderful session ahead.
I try my level best that it should be a very much productive, and it will be very much helpful to our audience. So without wasting time, let me present my screen. Let me know if my screen is visible. Is it visible now?
Yes, absolutely, ma'am. It is visible.
Okay, great. So, what we are going to discuss? Okay, I am having a 6 year of experience, as Anvi mentioned. I have done PhD in pharmaceutical sciences, having around 6+ years of experience in medical and scientific writing. But now, from 1.5 year, I am serving as a freelancer medical writer. All right. At the end of the session, we are going to entertain all the Q&A, and let me complete this slide. Might be a few slides are common, which Dr. Amandeep already covered, but let me cover this thing. So yes, so what is medical and scientific writing? If in a layman language, if we see, it is basically bridging the science and the communication. Bridging the science and the communication means what? Like we have some scientific data in scientific, either in digit or either in scientific critical scientific language. We have to bring it on the paper means not A4 size, paper means on the word document or any kind of a document, so that it should be understandable and it should reach to each and every person, not even the healthcare professional, but to the other audience also. Nowadays, medical and scientific writing, they and regulatory writing, all kind of writing, they are going to have a high demand career globally, as well as if we talk about the Indian companies also. Okay, so let us see the first slide, what we are going to discuss. So what basically medical writer, what they are going to do? I know you guys must have few idea or concept related to what medical writers are going to do. Basically, they are going to bridge between research and healthcare. I have any data, I need to present it in some language, complex scientific data, which is not that much clear. So I need to present that particular data in clear, accurate documentation, and keeping in mind all the regulatory guideline. This data and this medical writing deliverables is for whom? Either for physician or any kind of a healthcare professional. Second, ensuring compliance and transparency. Because we are a healthcare professional, it is very, very important to ensure the compliance and transparency while delivering any kind of a document in medical or scientific writing domain. We have to be produce submission ready document that meet all the regulatory standard, ensuring that drug approval, patient safety, and what are the regulatory requirements. The third one, driving global health decision. Yes, we are the medical writers and scientific writer. Our publication or our research work or our presentation in any form, it is going to affect the global health decision. Every clinical study report, label, journal article, or anything. Mainly, what kind of a document we are talking about in medical writing? Firstly, the protocol. You know, any study, whether it is a retrospective or prospective, we need to draft the protocol. Once we get the protocol, then we proceed further for the CSR, which is clinical research report, in which we have to draft all the data, whatever we get, all the result, whatever we get from the protocol. Once we have the CSR, then we further proceed for the manuscript writing. All right, I'm just telling the few deliverables document which we need to work on. Then we proceed further in writing the manuscript. We do have informed consent also. We have investigator brochure also. Investigator brochure means we have the drug clinical and non-clinical information, A to Z, all the information, whatever which is necessary, we need to document in the IV. Okay, so these are few medical writing deliverables which we need to understand. What are the two pillars for the profession? First, regulatory writing, which already covered. It include clinical study protocol, IB, as I mentioned, CSR, and various submission related to FDA, EMA, and CDSCO. Then we have education writing also. What is education writing? Educational writing means medical journal. I have draft any manuscript. I need to publish it. So what I have to do? I need to publish that particular manuscript in the medical journal, and this will start a new journey known as the publication writing, which already we covered. Publication writing means I have the data, I have the manuscript. Now I need to publish it. So it is not like I will submit as it is. So there are many, we have to find, we have to follow all the guidelines, right from writing, editing, what is the other regulatory requirement. Then we have to select the journal depending on our manuscript, what is the standard journal. Then we have to submit it, and it is not a 1 day or 2 day task. After few days, 15 days, 20 days, sometimes 6 months, or after a year also, we get the question, we get the like remark, like what is queries from the journal. Okay, you have to address this thing. We can write the test book also. We have sales literature also if I want to launch my any product. So for any healthcare professional and for other audience, I need to prepare some brochures, some leaflets, some presentations, so that I can sell my project. CME material, all the educational material and patient education content. Some patients are not educated. For example, in I have done a project in Gangaram, and mostly patients suffering from AIDS as well as tuberculosis come for the treatment in Gangaram, and the patient are not educated. Okay, so we have to teach them. Okay, you have to take the medicine in this way. If these symptoms arise, then you have to do. Then what we have to do? We have designed some pictogram. Pictogram is educating the patient by the picture, because they are not educated, they don't have any scientific mindset. But it is our duty, healthcare professional duty, so that we can transfer the information to the uneducated patient also. So patient education is also very important. So these are all the important two pillars of medical writing, or we can say scientific and regulatory writing. Now, if you talk about okay, what are the important skills I need to have to pursue my career in the same domain, first of all, scientific literacy. Scientific literacy, you need to have the scientific literacy, because we are from the healthcare professional domain. So it is very easy, means I believe everyone do have the basic knowledge of the scientific terms, terminology, basics of pharmacology. Apart from that, all the knowledge related to the interpreted clinical data, statistics, medical terminology, and we should be able to present each and everything with the confidence. If I ask anyone, everyone is very well aware of the clinical trials, all right. But if I say to give a 2 minute or 5 minute presentation of clinical trial, might be possible we are not able to bring the information in the right way. Lack of confidence might be there. So the first important thing is scientific literacy. Continuing with that, the second one is communication mastery. Most of the people, the people who have done like masters or bachelors from metro city, they do have a good communication skill. But I'm talking about some rural, or some like I'm talking about like many people from UP, MP, the communication skills are not that much developed. So due to this thing, we lack the opportunity, we missed the opportunity. We do have the knowledge very well, we do have good grades, we have done our bachelor's and master from a very good universities and colleges. But what happened, we are not able to communicate. What happened in the medical writing domain, you have to interact with the client directly at the mid level or at the senior position. So at the initial stage, like you are doing the job virtually, nobody, only your manager or your team leader is going to monitor you or giving you any task. But as soon as you come to the next step as a mid level medical writer or as a expert medical writer, you have to interact with the client directly. Client might be national, international, might be from a big pharma companies, Novartis, Dr. Reddy's, and so on, or someone like any physician. So if we don't have that communication skill, how we are going to understand the demand of that particular project? How we are going to ensure that yes, I'm going to deliver whatever your requirements? So communication is very important. Not only English, my English is very good, but confidence also, the way you can represent yourself. The third important is technical precision. All the guideline ICP, good clinical practice, ICMG, all the other guidelines whichever required for the publication or for medical writing or for scientific writing. At least you have to have a superficial idea and a little key point, so that during the interview process, if someone asks, do you know any guideline which are very much beneficial during the medical writing deliverable, so you should not look like idle or dumb. You should know, okay, yes, I know 4 and 5 key point of the guideline. Okay, the third one is organizational excellence. You should have that. It's not only for the medical writer or scientific writer, but you should have that particular X factor in you, like managing tight timeline, version control, multiple stakeholder review cycle. You can work in the pressure also, because to be very honest, in this domain, if you come career, you should be able to maintain the timeline. Like you get the project, okay, you get the project, and some physician said "Ki you have to write the manuscript, tell me the timeline." So this is very much a thing which we have to we have to see this ki how we are going to manage. Then you said ki, okay, I will take 1 month, 1 month for giving you the manuscript. The timeline is after 1 month. In the midway, when you are working on the manuscript, you get the comment of some another project which you have already submitted last week or last month. Then you have to address those comment also. Now another comment is also coming. So what I mean to say that you have to be multifunctional. Okay, you should be able to manage the timeline. You can't say कि I'm working on this project, now I am not able to give my bandwidth to this particular project. No, you should be multifunctional. You should manage the tight timeline. If any kind of a comment or feedback or review is a reviewer comment is coming, whether it is a journal or whether it is from the client, you should be in the happy go mood. Yes, I will address it. Okay, and make sure one thing, if you come in the corporate, like client is always right. Like we say na, okay, yes, God is everywhere. So this is a like client, whatever matter, if you want to present something, and if you are correct, okay, I'm not talking about the scientific concept, okay, but the way other presentation or the timeline or anything, you can't argue, okay, no, this timeline is very tight, I can't do it. You should be okay with each and everything, and you should be multifunctional. When you get the idea of Excel, how to extract data, you should know the basic of the Excel. Yes, we do have in-house statistician team and data analysis team in every organization. But the basic thing, and sometimes what happens, we need to, because some statisticians, they are not from, they don't have the scientific knowledge. Okay, so we have to make them understand what we want to see from that particular data, what we are looking. We got raw data and lots of Excel or Word document. Then we
No issues. As per your convenience, ma'am. Whichever you feel better, we can take up at the end. That would be better, I guess. Right. Yeah. Yeah. लेकिन मतलब मैंने तो उसको रिप्लाई दिया मुझे कि फिर 500 लोग तो 300 चार्ज करते हैं, वो भी 10 मिनट। मेरा अब अपने थोड़ा सा
is a COVID thing. And then what happened? I said yes, I will come to. I have served as a 2 month, 3 month as a remote. Then COVID happened. Then they said, okay, we will call you after a year. Then they said no, it's going well, because providing you hybrid or a remote culture, it is beneficiary thing for both company as well as for you also. Okay, so the best thing, especially for the person who is not able to go the metro cities, because most of the organization is in Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, Pune, Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai, Delhi NCR. So if you are from a small town, you are not able to go there, then try to focus on that organization which are providing you hybrid or remote. Hybrid also, like depending on some like WNS, they call you 2 day in a week, so it is not like feasible, we can't move there. But sometimes they said, my previous organization also, they call me once in a 4 month quarterly, or sometimes once in a 6 months, so it is manageable thing. But if you are a fresher and you don't have any issue of relocating yourself, no personal or family issue, then I would suggest, don't look for the remote one, totally on the remote one. Why? Because when you go in the hybrid or on site now, although I have most of the time I have served as a remote writer also, only hardly I went to office 2 to 3 months, not more than that. But now I realize that thing, when you go to the office now, when you learn and do your job in the office, you learn with your colleagues. Right now what happened, I have my screen, I'm sitting down, but I'm experienced person, so I
Hello. Yeah, good evening. As far as is Is very good. The ecology, the evolution, he answers very well. So just be on a hold. Just give me. All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. The session is open to the quorum for question and answers. All the students have already dropped down the question. Ma'am, so you can pick up the chat box itself. Anvi, are you there to assist, ma'am? Anvi, are you available? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, ma'am, you can pick up the. Yeah, yeah, please go ahead, ma'am. You can answer the questions. Don't worry about it. It's not. He's doing great. Plus, yes, but I like right. I'll do. Because we just love. I think so. Most of the queries are addressed. There's one more. How can I apply through LinkedIn? Okay. I think so. We have covered most of the doubts. There were two doubts on YouTube as well, but you have already addressed them while you were telling about the how to enter medical writing, and so those are already addressed. I don't think we have to, So I think so. We can wind up. Anvi, are you there? Vote of thanks. All right. Please present the vote of thanks to Dr. Farah. Thank you so much, Farah ma'am. It was a wonderful session indeed. A very, session, I must say, because the students were thoroughly engrossed, and while you were delivering the sessions, they were putting the doubts. So definitely, and you addressed them with very, very great intelligence at the end. So I would like to appreciate you for your time and accepting the invitation for this session. Thank you very much. Yeah. All right. Have a good day, all of you. Tomorrow we have day two of the symposium. So please be present, all of you. We have the sessions. I'll share the schedule with you once again. We have the session starting from tomorrow morning by Mr. Byomnath Chaube, Mr. Shams Ansari, and we have the interesting sessions by Dr. Tanya. So these sessions are on the patent writing and patent analysis, overview on project management, product management, and business development. Anvi, the screen is visible. The screen is not. Just a minute. Just a minute. I will